Jai Hind everyone. So dear students, today I will revise the chapter Natural Resources, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. This is the chapter, and this is the chapter for Unit Test 2 also. It is the syllabus. So dear students, please be with your book. Open this chapter in your book, Natural Resources, which will come in your Unit Test 2, which is going to start from 10th of August. So let's start revision class of Natural Resources, Chapter 3. So dear students, in many parts of the world, the physical environment favors the growth of a large variety of plants. And the plants which grow naturally, आज से दिमाग में बैठा लो that the plants which grow naturally are known as natural vegetation without any human intervention. So the plants which grow naturally are known as natural vegetation. The original natural vegetation of the earth has been modified by the human beings. Nowadays, all types of plants, whether natural or modified, are included in natural vegetation. I am repeating, all types of plant, where it is natural or where it is modified by the human being, are included in natural vegetation. Wildlife refers to all plants, animals, birds and organisms which live in their natural habitat. So dear students, natural vegetation and wildlife are found in the narrow zone where the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere meet and interact. जहां पर लिथोस्फीयर, हाइड्रोस्फीयर और एटमॉस्फेयर ये तीनों मीट करते हैं या इंटरेक्ट करते हैं. दिस नैरो जोन इज कॉल्ड द बायोस्फीयर. ऑल ऑर्गेनिजम्स, whether they belong to the plant or animal kingdom, interact with each other. They are also belong to different species, we can say. So all organisms, whether they belong to the plants or animal kingdom, interact with each other. They are also interdependent on each other. वो दोनों एक दूसरे पे interdependent हैं, चाहे वो एनिमल किंगडम हो चाहे वो प्लांट स्पेसीज हो. वो तभी सर्वाइव करेंगे जब दोनों अवेलेबल होगा. The interaction between the organisms and their physical environment is a particular area is referred to an ecosystem. So natural vegetation and wildlife are very important and useful natural resources. So the vegetation provides us with food which may be used either as timber or firewood. It also provides natural habitat for animals, produces oxygen essential for life, protects soil from leaching, helps to store water underground, provides a large variety of products from trees. Now, distribution of natural resources, natural vegetation especially. Look, dear students, plants need air, water, sunlight and nutrients from the soil to grow. The growth of vegetation is mainly controlled by temperature and moisture. So, we see a large variety of plants on the earth. We can broadly classify the natural vegetation into forests, grasslands and shrubs. So, first of all, forests. The cluster of trees which grow close to each other are called forests. I am repeating, the cluster of trees which grow close to each other are called forests. They grow in hot and humid climate. A true forest is one in which trees grow so close to one another that their canopies touch. Forests are not found in regions that are too hot or too cold. Forests are classified broadly into three major types. So the first one is forests of tropical region. So the tropical forests have evergreen and deciduous trees. The evergreen trees are found in the equatorial region, while the deciduous trees are found in the monsoon region, because the equatorial region is hot and wet throughout the year, while the monsoon region has a distinct dry season. And you know, ये जो equatorial forests हैं, they have the largest variety of tree species. सबसे ज़्यादा varieties हैं equatorial forest में. Thus, their commercial exploitation is difficult. The main trees species found in the equatorial forest are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and ironwood. The number of tree species is less in the monsoon forests, but there is a dense undergrowth. The trees shed their leaves during the dry season. The main trees found in these forests are teak, sal, shisham, sandalwood, and bamboo. Then the next one is forest of temperate region. In the temperate region, winters are mild and rainfall is moderate. The forests have trees, scrubs and bushes. There is less undergrowth. Undergrowth इसमें कम होता है. Most of the trees are deciduous, which shed their leaves during the autumn. Autumn में अपना वो leaves को shed कर देते हैं. In some areas, the deciduous trees are replaced by, I'm talking about in some areas, deciduous trees are replaced by coniferous trees. And the main trees are oak, ash, beech, poplar, elm and pine. It is pine. In many areas, forests have been cleared to make way for cultivation. बहुत सारे एरिया को क्लियर कर दिया ना फॉरेस्ट को कल्टीवेशन के लिए. Hardwood evergreen trees which are widely spaced are found in the Mediterranean region. The important trees found in the Mediterranean region are olive, cork, oak and stone pine. Then the next is forest of the taiga region. Taiga region. The taiga forest belt extends between 50° north and 70° north latitudes. Coniferous forests are found in this belt. These trees are evergreen, tall and have straight trunks with needle-shaped leaves. इनके shapes needle-shaped के leaves होते हैं. However, some deciduous trees like larch are also found here. There is no undergrowth. Only one or two tree species are found in pure stands. So we are talking about forest of taiga region. Then dear students, the main trees found in taiga region are Douglas fir, Sitka, spruce, larch and redwood. These are the tree species which are found in this region. After that, greenlands. The location and extent of the grasslands depend on the total amount of rainfall and its seasonal distribution. As the amount of rainfall decreases, the forest cover becomes less dense and grasses grow between the scattered trees. जो ट्रीज स्कैटर्ड होते हैं वहां पर उसके आसपास जो है ग्रासेस ग्रो कर जाते हैं. द ग्रासलैंड कवर अबाउट हाफ ऑफ द एरिया ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. जस्ट रिमेंबर इट, ये जो ग्रासलैंड्स हैं वो पूरे वर्ल्ड का हाफ एरिया कवर करते हैं, एक्सक्लूडिंग अंटार्कटिका, बिकॉज दैट इज आइस कवर देयर. द ग्रासलैंड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड इज और आर ब्रॉडली क्लासिफाइड इनटू टू मेजर ट्राइब्स. ये जो ग्रासलैंड हैं ये दो तरह के हैं पूरे वर्ल्ड के. एक है ट्रॉपिकल ग्रासलैंड. द ट्रॉपिकल ग्रासलैंड्स आर फाउंड बिटवीन द इक्वेटोरियल फॉरेस्ट्स and tropical deserts, and these area receives moderate rainfall during summer. These area also experience a distinct dry season, so tall grasses grow in such areas, and these grasslands are called the savanna. They are found in almost every continent. A major part of the savanna now used for farming and livestock rearing. Some areas of these grasslands have become desert due to poor land management. So it was tropical. Now temperate grassland, dear students. So the temperate grasslands are found between 30 degree to 55 degree latitudes on both the hemisphere, southern hemisphere and northern hemisphere. These treeless grasslands, trees नहीं है यहां पर, these treeless grasslands are situated in the interior of the continent. ये continents के interior में है. These grasslands are found in the transitional zone between the humid coastal areas and the mid latitude deserts, dear students. Then the height of the grasses, you can say height of the grasses, depends upon the amount and distribution of rainfall. कितना rainfall होता है उस पर depend करता है. The temperate grasslands are known as prairies in North America, pampas in South America, steppes in Eurasia, velds in South Africa, and downs in Australia. Now about shrubs. Shrubs grow in areas of very high and low temperature and scanty rainfall. Thus, they are found either in hot deserts or in very cold regions like the tundra. Then desert vegetation. Hot and dry deserts are found in the western part of the tropical and subtropical regions. These areas experience very high temperature and very low rainfall. Therefore, the vegetation of these areas has thorns, wax-coated leaves, thick and spongy stems, and long roots. And species are cactus, thorny bushes, and coarse grass. These are the main vegetation found in these areas. Then tundra vegetation. Tundra vegetation is found in the high latitudes of the northern hemisphere, especially in Eurasia and North America. If I am saying Eurasia, it means I am saying Europe and Asia. During the short summer season, dear students, during the short summer season, when the snow cover melts, mosses, lichens and short grasses cover the ground, and these are called meadows. Now, conservation of natural vegetation, dear students. You know that natural vegetation should be covered. Humans have destroyed much of the natural vegetation, burning, clearing, and felling trees for fuel or to make way for agriculture industry, and settlements are the main causes for its destruction. In many underdeveloped countries, where wood is the main source of fuel, where additional land is being brought under farming, or where shifting cultivation is practiced, the forests are being rapidly destroyed. वहां पर डिफॉरेस्टेशन बहुत लार्ज स्केल पे चल रहा है. The problem has been further aggravated due to population explosion. Population बढ़ने की वजह से population increase कर रही है ना, तो उसके वजह से ये प्रॉब्लम और बढ़ रहा है. So हम लोग बात करते हैं डिफॉरेस्टेशन. The removal of forest cover is called deforestation. Apart from destruction by humans, other factors also like fire, insects, diseases, and storms also responsible for the destruction of natural vegetation. The clearance and destruction of natural vegetation, especially forests, have led to there are many problems, dear students. Barren hill slopes, increased surface runoff, soil erosion on a large scale, less underground seepage of water, decreased rainfall, destruction of habitat of wild animals. And recently, the importance of natural vegetation has been realized. अब सबको लगा कि forestation जरूरी है. Forests या natural vegetation ह्यूमन सर्वाइवल के लिए भी जरूरी है. तो some of the initiatives taken are as follows: protecting the forest reserves, increasing the area under forest cover, discouraging the practice of shifting cultivation. Now that cultivation style is discouraged. Protecting forest from forest fires, planting adequate trees to make provisions for future needs. Then encouraging social forestry, dear students. Now encouraging social forests, social forestry. After that, these are the steps which are taken by the human being, by many countries, so that there should be presence of natural vegetation. Now, distribution of wildlife. The existence of wildlife is essential to maintain a balance in our environment. हमारे environment में balance के लिए, proper balance के लिए wildlife बहुत important है. It is significant part of our ecosystem. No one knows exactly how many different kinds of animals. ये किसी को पता नहीं कि कितने तरह के animals हैं अर्थ पे. Over a million species are already known and catalogued. Many new animals, especially small ones, are discovered every year in the world. So each part of the earth has its own mix of animals. The forests, grasslands, and deserts provide a natural habitat for animals. So let's start with continents, that which continent has which type of wildlife. So start with Africa. You know, Africa is rich in wildlife. Elephants, hippos, rhinos, pythons, crocodiles, gorillas, apes, and chimpanzees live in the equatorial forests. Grass-eating animals like deer, giraffe, zebras, stags, and elephants are found in the savanna grassland. Flesh-eating animals like lions, tigers, and leopards are also found in large numbers. Camels and ostriches are also found in the deserts. Now about South America. Dear students, South America has a rich diversity of wildlife. Ree is a flightless bird like ostrich. Ree is a flightless bird like ostrich, dear students. And then, yes, and then Condor is the largest bird of prey in the world. And anteaters and armadillos are ancient mammals of South America. Llamas are found in the Andes mountain, while anaconda are found in the marshlands. Now it was all about America. Now about Australia, dear students. So dear students, there are many species which are found in different continents, which we are discussing one by one, dear students. So we can understand that in every continent there are many species, many plant species, many animal species, and they all are very important. They all are very important for human survival. वो हैं तभी हम हैं, अगर वो नहीं है तो हम भी नहीं हैं. So we have to understand that they are very important. So now let's talk about Australia. Australia has many unique animals. Half of them are marsupials, kangaroos and koalas. They are found only in this continent. The duck-billed, platypuses, emus, live birds, they are also found. Then the next continent which we are going to start is Europe. Europe has limited wildlife as most of the forests have been cleared. The main animal species found in this continent are polar bears, wolves, wild boars, wild sheep and native antelopes. The fur-bearing animals like minks, sables and erminers, they are also found. Then two well-known birds include larks, cuckoos, skylarks and nightingales. They are also found. After that, now about North America, dear students. The northern part of North America experiences very old climate. Thus, animals have thick fur to keep them warm. The main animal species are found here are the reindeer, Arctic foxes, musk oxen, sables, polar bears and blue foxes. Other parts, mooses, elks, bisons, badgers, beavers and hedgehogs, they are found. Now about our continent, that is Asia. So Asia has extremely varied wildlife. Monkeys, sloths, leopards, tigers, elephants and lions are found in the tropical areas. Herons, cranes, bears and foxes are found in the temperate areas. Fur-bearing animals like lynxes, minks, sables, polar bears, musk oxen and Arctic foxes are also found. Now about Antarctica, dear students. So Antarctica, there is a plenty of life where land and water meet. The water body which surrounds the continent has creatures which range from small krills to whales. Penguins are native to this continent. They have become the symbol of Antarctica. Snow petrel, which resembles a small white dove, is also found here. Several types of seals and albatross inhabit the coastal areas, especially during the summer season. So dear student, this was about wildlife of different continents. Now dear students, we have to understand how much important is wildlife for human survival, for the world. Early humans lived in forest and was dependent upon wildlife to a great extent. So the damage done to their natural habitat has led to the extinction of many species of plants and animals. हम लगातार फॉरेस्ट कट किए जा रहे हैं ना, दैट इज ग्रेटेस्ट थ्रेट टू वाइल्ड लाइफ एंड इट्स नेचुरल हैबिटेट. बहुत बड़ा डैमेज कर रहे हैं हम फॉरेस्ट को कट करके, रोड बनाने के लिए, रेलवेज बनाने के लिए, इंडस्ट्रियल कंपनीज बनाने के लिए, शहरों को बनाने के लिए. सो मैनी स्पेसीज जो है वो एक्सटिंक्ट होने के कगार पे हैं, वो खत्म होने वाले हैं और बहुत सारे खत्म हो गए हैं. द इलीगल ट्रेड ऑफ हाइड्स, स्किन्स, नेल्स, टीथ, हॉर्न्स एंड फेदर्स, दे ऑल्सो फर्दर इंक्रीजेस द प्रॉब्लम. इनका जो शिकार होता है, इलीगल ट्रेड जो व्यापार होता है, वो भी बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहा है. सो साइट्स, CITES एक इंटरनेशनल बॉडी है which stands for the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora. वो कहते हैं, they say that conservation of wildlife and forest have to go together. हमको फॉरेस्ट को भी कंजर्व करना है और वाइल्ड लाइफ को भी कंजर्व करना है. फॉरेस्ट रहेंगे तभी वाइल्ड लाइफ रहेगा, है ना? बिकॉज एनिमल डिपेंड्स लार्जली ऑन फॉरेस्ट्स. दे प्रोहिबिट द ट्रेड ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स मेड फ्रॉम एंडेंजर्ड वाइल्ड लाइफ. जो वाइल्ड लाइफ खत्म होने वाले हैं उनके किसी भी बॉडी पार्ट का ट्रेड नहीं हो सकता. मोस्ट ऑफ द वाइल्ड लाइफ कैन बी प्रोटेक्टेड बाय इंक्रीजिंग अवेयरनेस अमंग द पीपल. हमको लोगों में अवेयरनेस फैलाना होगा, इससे वाइल्ड लाइफ बच सकता है, प्रोटेक्ट हो सकता है. स्कूल चिल्ड्रेन शुड बी एनकरेज टू पार्टिसिपेट इन वेरियस कंजर्वेशन प्रोग्राम्स. जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको कंजर्वेशन प्रोग्राम में पार्टिसिपेट करना चाहिए. इन द लास्ट 100 years, डियर स्टूडेंट्स, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स हैव बिकम कॉन्शियस ऑफ द प्लाइट ऑफ वाइल्ड लाइफ. अब जो है लोग धीरे धीरे कॉन्शियस हो रहे हैं, उनको वाइल्ड लाइफ और फॉरेस्ट का इंपॉर्टेंस समझ में आ रहा है. और बहुत सारे कंट्रीज दुनिया में, डियर स्टूडेंट्स, दे हैव डेवलप्ड वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरीज, नेशनल पार्क्स एंड बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व्स. क्यों बनाया उन लोगों ने इनको? टू प्रिजर्व द नेचुरल वेजिटेशन एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ. नेचुरल वेजिटेशन और वाइल्ड लाइफ को बचाने के लिए. अगर कोई वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी बना दिया, नेशनल पार्क्स बना दिया या बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व्स बना दिया, तो वहां पर नेचुरल वेजिटेशन और वाइल्ड लाइफ को प्रोटेक्ट किया जा सकता है, क्योंकि वहां पर ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन जो है वो रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है. So dear students, that's all for today. We have discussed natural resources in which natural vegetation and wildlife we have discussed. So it is my humble request to all students, please read all the topics carefully. And all the best for your social science exam, for your all exams, especially for your unit test 2. Thank you and have a nice day.